Good morning, all of you. I'm very excited about this demonstration. So today we are looking at running Nginx with exposed port. So Nginx is one of these, is one of the web servers which basically responds to HTTP and HTTPS traffic, and it can also be used as a load balancer to really distribute the load behind the load balancer, like EC2 instances for that matter, and can also be used as a proxy server as well. So without any further delay, I am here. So in the previous demonstration we looked at, we have run the containers like Hello World, Ubuntu container, Alpine distribution, also run the busy box, right? So I will start with just wanted to show you that as of now there is no container which is running as of now. And if I try to Docker images, I just wanted to show you. So we are focusing on the Nginx container. You can see that this is the image Nginx, which is basically somewhere around 142 MB of size. So this is on the pretty much of the larger side of whatever the Docker images we have seen in the previous demonstration. So relatively larger as compared to that, right? So I just wanted to show you this because what happens is, so if I run this command, docker run Nginx. So this particular image is already stored locally, so therefore it will not be getting downloaded from the Docker hub. So if I run this particular image, you can see that my container is already started. If I switch onto the different tab, if I do docker ps, you can see that our Nginx container is running, right? So now, since you know that this is the web server, how will I reach out to this particular web server if it is really serving any kind of the traffic, right? So I need to open any kind of the port on my remote host as on my local host as well, so that I can really reach out to that particular server using my web browser, right? So how will I do that? So before we do that, let's stop this particular container first. So I can use the initial 69B, these letters of the container ID, and hopefully it will stop. So if I do docker ps once again, you can see that we have stopped that particular container. And if I switch to my tab, you should see that I have got my shell back. So if I clear the screen, I am at my local host. So this time I again docker. So again, now we will use -p. So -p is for the ports. I will explain in a bit. So just give me a sec. And Nginx. Okay, so now I will explain you. So for example, 8085, this is the port I'm exposing on my local host side, and port number 80 I am exposing on the container side, right? So now if this particular port 8085 is opened on my remote host, I should be able to reach out with the help of my browser. So if I run this particular container, yeah, so it is getting started. So again, first of all, I will check the status, docker ps. You can see this, the container is running, and you can also see the information with respect to this particular port. So on the host side, 8085, on the container side, port number 80 is open. So I will switch to my browser. So I am basically my local host public IP address is this one, 18.2.7. You can see. So I'm basically using EC2 instance, and if I try to reach out to this particular server, you can see that uh, I am able to establish a connection on this particular port using my browser. So if I go back to my terminal once again, so you should be able to see some kind of so if I re-establish a connection, you can see that I am also getting the logs corresponding to that. So you can see the port number. This is the error code. You can see the 304. So that is the reason that my container. Browser is basically modifying something. The page is getting modified and is able to serve it from my cache, right? So because I have been running this particular container, that is the reason. So for example, just give me a sec. So if I really open this in a new incognito window, and for example, if I ran this particular URL once again, so let's see what happens. So if I go to the terminal once again, You can see that I have got the response as 200. So that is the reason basically, my connection is getting established successfully once again. So we will be getting all the logs with respect to the container as in standard in as well, right? So this is what I intend to cover in this particular demonstration, and thank you for that.